Well, hello. Welcome back to another step in this bedroom remodel. As you can tell, I got my sunglasses on. It's pretty bright in here. The sun's coming up on the east side, as you can see right there. And we got partially sunny skies after being in a blizzard for a couple of days. What I'm going to be doing in this video is I'm going to be showing you how I'm going to be applying texture to the walls. So I've got a texture hopper gun here. We put the texture mud in here and then we spray it on the wall. I'm going to show you how I'm going to do that. We thin down the mud and I've already done that, so we're going to get started right after these messages. All right, I'm going to set you down here on the floor so you can watch what I'm doing here. I mixed up my bucket of mud. I got canvas tarps on the floor here. Hopefully that'll protect it. What I'm going to do before I plug my air compressor in is I'm going to fill this up with a little bit of mud. Hopefully it's loose enough it'll run out of there. I want to start with clean hands, so I'll go wash my hands real quick. Okay, I'm going to be doing a heavy knockdown on this room here. So you can see I've got my biggest bit in there, or nozzle, whatever you want to call it. So you just hold it and plug your air into it. I'll let you watch me spray the texture from this angle. It does get kind of loud, so once I start the air compressor, I'll mute the sound and put some music in just so you can watch me do what I'm doing. So let's get her done. with that mud in a bucket. All right, here we go. It's gonna get loud. All right, my friends, that's how I spray the texture on there. We now have to work on knocking it down. We have to clean up our tools. About the time I clean up, I'll be ready to knock this down with a broad knife. I'll show you how I'm gonna do that as soon as this dries a little bit, so I'll be right back. I'm going to give you a tour of what the texture looks like on the walls. I'm squinting because the window's open and it's pretty bright in here, so let's put these on. I'm going to turn the camera around, give you a close-up of what knockdown texture looks like before we actually knock it down. Here we go. Let's start right here, being this is where I started spraying at. Turn the brightness up. So as you can tell, that's wet. Give you kind of a zoom in on it. So when I knock all that down after it dries a little bit, it's gonna look a lot different. I have to wipe the door down. Just the way it goes sometimes. You don't have the proper help and that you need. I did tape that door off because that's a closet, but it's not always perfect. And those spaces that you see right there, the casing will cover that up. So that's basically what it looks like with wet knockdown on it. I'll come back later and show you how I knock it down and what it looks like when it's done. I'll see you in a bit. Well, I've started to knock it down. I'm going to show you how I'm doing that from right here. Just going to do this wall here. You got to make sure that it's starting to dry before you put your trowel to it. If you don't, you're going to get really flat spots, and then you're going to have to re-texture it and then redo it. So I've already done that top part. I just pulled down a little bit until I can reach it level because it's a vaulted ceiling up there. So I'm just going to start down here at the bottom. And the pole past this outlet here. You could start in your corner and pull your corner in just a little bit. That's how I do it. And you can tell it's giving it a nice texture there. What I'll do is I'll go down to the bottom and I'll just pull up to about 3 feet tall. Just because I want to be able to do the upper part in one pull. I'm going to start at the top and just pull down to where it was flat. And you want to do light, just barely touch it light. Don't apply a lot of pressure. I like some flat spots and I like some heavy spots. That's how I like to do it. But if you get it too thick on your knockdown, like you can see right in this area, it's too flat, like right down here. So I'll let that completely dry, then I'll mix up a little bit and I'll shoot this area right here tomorrow once it sets. Another thing that helps is if you have your fan blowing on it, that really helps. So I'm going to go ahead and finish knocking this room down, and when it's all dry, we'll come back on camera and show you what it looks like. Well, my friends, here we are in the final step of the texturing, and as you can tell, the walls are dry, the texturing is done. I'll be giving you a close-up of this after I finish this final step of the texturing. Let me turn that light on, I guess. Maybe that'll help. I can turn the brightness up too. There you go. So after you get done with the texturing, you want to take your sander, just do a really light sanding on it. So what I'm going to do is you don't want to take all the texture off, you just want to get rid of that rough feeling in there. That's about all there is to it. So when I touch my wall, I don't want to feel like a popcorn feeling or a small raised bumps. So you can take it and sand down lightly and get rid of that roughness and still keep your texture look. So I'm going to give you a tour of what the room looks like as we go around it. I'll try to zoom in on it and so you can see what it looks like. Let's do that now. Might as well start to zoom on the wall from here. As you can tell, that's got a texture on it. It's a knockdown. That's kind of how I liked to do it. It's a lot better than that smooth trailer house look that he used to have. You can see much better texture. I'd get the camera pretty close to the wall. So down here for you a little bit. That's what it looks like once you get your texture applied to it. It's not an easy job doing the texturing. That's probably one of the hardest parts of the remodel, is because you kind of want it to have an even look throughout the whole wall. Sometimes you don't get such an even look. Sometimes it'll be a little heavier in some spots and a little lighter in some spots. And if you knock it down when it's still wet, you're going to get like a big old blur to it, and you're not going to like that look either. So just take your time and be patient with it, and it'll come out the way you want it to. That's it for this step of the texturing stage. Come back in the next step as we start painting these walls. We're going to do an accent color. This wall over here will be a light gray, and then that little wall there, because that's what we call the northern walls of the room, those will be a light gray. The rest of this will be a buttercream color. So I think that's going to look pretty good when we start putting the woodwork to it, and you'll be able to see all that in the steps. So thank you for watching this step video, and come back when we start adding the paint so you can see the room starting to come to life. Sorry about the lighting in this room. All I'm using is the window and a little light at the top. So we'll get there, and God bless, and we'll see you soon.